listeners. I hope you're well. I hope everything is okay in your life. Once again, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Mukisa, and I'm so honored to share what I have on my heart with you. Today, I'm talking about a very sensitive topic, and I'm new to it. By the way, I joined the club last year, so I'm talking about parenting. It's a very beautiful topic, and I know parents understand. And those of you, I want to start by encouraging my sisters and brothers that are trusting God for children. Maybe you've been praying for a while and trying everything possible to have a child, and it's not working. It seems like you're giving up. You're almost giving up because you've done everything that the doctors have told you to do. You've done everything that a person is supposed to do to have a child, and nothing is showing up for years. I've gotten messages. Somebody wrote me a message and she said she has trusted God for 9 years for a child, and she feels like she's giving up. I just want to encourage you not to give up, because God is faithful and his timing is the best. I always say that because I also was under that pressure. Yes, you may not know, people are so senseless, especially when it comes to hurting others. A person will come and ask you, when are you having a child? They don't know what you're going through. Maybe you've been trying and trying in vain, but when somebody comes to you, they think you're not trying. They think they want to see you have a child more than you. So you just have to understand people and the way they think and the way they reason, because somebody can just look at a lady and say, you've added weight. You don't know, maybe the person added weight because they were expecting and they miscarried, and you're bringing more pain to them. So we have to be sensitive, because I know, even me, it happened to me. I miscarried, and the person say, these days you have added weight, but they don't know that you're going through some situation that you may not even be able to share with everybody. So without wasting time, I just want to dive into that topic. Has God been faithful to you? I just don't want to be like the only one that is testifying all the time. If you have a testimony and you feel you want the world to hear of the Lord's goodness in your life, you can just feel free to comment what the Lord has done for you in the comment section. Maybe somebody will be encouraged. I may be talking about parenting, and maybe God has delivered you from poverty, and there's somebody who's going through that situation and they just need to be encouraged by someone who has overcome. So just feel free to share your testimony just in the comment section, or you can send me a video of your testimony on WhatsApp. Let us know where you're writing from, where you're testifying from, and what the Lord has done for you. We'll be glad and we shall celebrate together. So this topic called parenting is very sensitive, because we assume as Christians that because we are born again, our children are automatically born again. But one of the things I realized as a parent, a new parent, is that our children are not born again. You just give birth to a soul, a human being that doesn't even know anything about God, or the God you serve, or the Jesus that you love. They don't even know about your covenant with God. So you have a responsibility as a parent to introduce the God that you serve to them. Don't just assume that because you're born again, your children are born again. And then the other thing I've also noticed is all the children are different. Sometimes you expect them to act the same way, to behave the same way, do things the same way, like kids, but they are different. And then they also have a will. You can tell your child to do something and she doesn't like, and she will tell you, I don't want. And she's so sure she doesn't want what you're telling her to do. And that is a will. So they have a will, they have a soul. And it is our responsibility as parents to introduce God to these children, because if we assume they are too young to understand spiritual things, then we are leaving a gap for the enemy to initiate and introduce them into the ways of the world. Because clearly, as we see on internet, they have introduced cartoons that are talking about same-sex marriage. They're talking about satanic worship. And these are supposed to be cartoons, entertainment for these innocent kids. They are introducing cartoons that are teaching them to masturbate and sex and all that. This is supposed to be a 2-year-old, 1-year-old, 3-year-old watching these cartoons, and you're wondering, what is the motive? Why are they introducing these things to these innocent souls? I'm telling you, we have a responsibility as Christian parents to introduce God to our children, because we give birth to children who are not saved. We have to program them. That's why the Bible says, train up a child the way he should go, so that when he grows, he will not depart from those ways that you have trained them into. So parents, as we are looking for money, I know children come with responsibility. You have to provide milk, you have to provide the diapers, you have to provide clothes, you have to provide school fees, you have to provide shelter, you have to provide all that and comfort. But don't forget that these children need to be introduced to God. Watch out for the content that the children are watching. Be mindful of the people that are interacting with your children. What kind of values are they instilling in them? Because those values that are being installed in your children are the same values that they are going to grow up with. And you want to change them when they are 16, and it will be too late. When you go to church, the children are playing while you are seeking God. And then you want them to seek God when they are 16. And it's impossible, because you have trained them that when we are at church, you're playing. And when we are home, no time to pray. Dad and mom wake up very early, they go to work, they come back very late. They have no time for these children. I know we can get busy at work, but spend some time with them. And that little time that you have with these children, let them be introduced to God, the ways of the Lord. Let them be introduced to values, Christian values. Let them know that a man at the right time is supposed to marry a woman. And at the right time, they are supposed to have children. That everything that God has created has its time. Let them know that as a child, I have to honor my father and mother. Let them know these things when they are young. And the content that they are watching, if you see that you cannot control the content that they are watching on TV, then get rid of the TVs. I mean, as we grew up without TVs, and we are existing, and we were trained with values. That's why when I grew up, I realized that I needed to get a husband, I needed to get married, and I needed to have my children in marriage, because my mother trained me. She used to tell me, I got married to your father before I gave birth to you. So don't give birth before you get married. These are the things that we have to introduce to our children. The values, the culture. Train them about the importance of family. Right now we have so many single parents, single fathers, single mothers, and I'm not judging any, because I know there are situations and circumstances that are unavoidable. But don't, as a single mom, don't go telling your daughter that men are bad. Don't trust men. Men are evil. They are wicked. I'm telling you, it might have happened to you, but not all men are bad. If you say that, the child will grow up knowing in their mind that men are bad. And nowadays, there are so many lesbians. There are so many other channels that the enemy is introducing, other avenues for relationships. So I tell them, it did not work between me and your dad, but for you, I believe at the right time, you find the right person in your life. And when you find that person, get married, start a family, and have children. share with them the challenges that you're facing as a single mom, and tell them the importance of a child having a father figure in their lives. Other than you bashing all the men because things did not work out for you, you're destroying your child's life. At the time when you want them to get married, they will also be telling you men are bad, men are not to be trusted, because that is the seed you have sown in their lives. And single fathers, take time to talk to your daughters and sons. Talk to them about life. Talk to them about how money is made. We have so many slave queens because fathers are not playing their roles in the children's lives. They feel like they are shortcuts in life. Take them to your places of work. Let these children see how you hustle to put food on their table. Let them see the pain that you go through. I used to go with my dad to his place of work. My dad was a carpenter. He's a teacher by profession. But because in our country, teachers are not paid well, he decided to do carpentry. So I used to go with my dad to his workshop, and I would see him carrying timber, heavy timber. Sometimes I would see him making furniture, chairs and all that. I know so much about timber because I used to go with my dad to his place of work. I know the fake timber and I know the good timber. I know all those things that take place in those workshops. I would see different people, how they behave. In those workshops there's immorality and the people are so vulgar because some of them have given up on life. So my dad would allow me go to such places and he would tell me, you see, the way people are behaving is not the way a Christian is supposed to behave. They are behaving like that because they are hopeless. They have given up on life. But us, we have hope. That's why you see I'm coming here every day to work, and when I get something, I bring food on the table. And I knew that nothing comes easily. I have to work to earn. I don't take shortcuts. And if I wanted something from my dad, let's say I wanted a doll, my dad would take me to the supermarket. I show him the doll that I want. Leave alone the things of children throwing tantrums in supermarkets and falling down and rolling and their parents dancing to their tune. Us, we came to a point whereby I would go to the supermarket. I show my dad what I want. I want this doll, and we would find out the price. And then I would ask him, Dad, what do you want me to do so that I earn and get my doll? So he would tell me, you're going to mop the house, you're going to wash dishes, you're going to rake the compound, and when you do it for 4 days, you will earn this amount of money, and I'll top up for you, and we'll get the doll. And I would work, and my dad would come and supervise my work to make sure everything is clean. And once the 4 days elapse, let's say Dad does not have the money to top up for me, we would still go with him to the workshop. He works, he gets some money, he would give me to keep until we get the exact amount of money that I need to get my doll, and I'll go and buy it. And I valued everything that I earned. I valued it. So I learned to work for myself. Well, I have a husband who provides, but my husband will testify, I don't wait for him to bring food on the table. If I have the money, I'll bring the food on the table. If somebody wants us to pay a bill and my husband is not around, I'll pay it, and I'll not even tell him to refund the money, because I know how to work and how to earn, and I'm independent, and the independence comes from the mind. The parents are supposed to build their children to be independent. If your child is dependent, if they grow up, especially the girls, being dependent, then they will be taken advantage of. Men will give them some few coins and waste their lives, sleep with them, infect them, impregnate them and cause them to abort, because they are used to simple life, getting things done their way without earning or valuing them, and anything that comes easily goes quickly because you don't value it. So you will not be responsible enough to take care of it. So Let these children know that even the rich men, I found many girls coming to me, Erica, pray for me, I want to get married. And I'm like, okay, what kind of man would you want for a husband? I want a rich man with a car, with a house, with this, because that is how they have been trained. But no rich man wants a lazy woman. I hope I'm being watched by rich men. Even a rich man wants a woman who will contribute and add value to him. Okay, you may not be bringing money on the table, but you can bring some ideas that will generate more income. So if you are that slave queen who wants a rich man to pamper you, then they will always treat you like trash, like a side chick, like garbage. When I'm bored and I need to be entertained is when I can call Sandra or Cynthia, because I just want to kill my boredom and stress. They will not see value in you. They will see you as an object, as a tool, as something that can entertain them when they are bored. But when you have a smart mind, when your parents have raised you in the right way, in the ways of the Lord, when your parents have invested time in you, please, parents, invest your time in your children. If you do not, nobody is going to do it for you. Thank God you're still alive. There are some orphans who long to have their parents by them. You know, they are like, I wish my mom was around. I wish I had somebody to talk to about certain things, aspects of life. And listen to your children. I know the questions they have these days are so strong. Like the way they vision life, my brother, my sister, a child will come up with a question and they're like, how do I even answer this question? Because they are so exposed to so much. But listen, before you judge, before you discipline, before you shout, listen. Be that kind of parent that will listen. Pay attention to every detail. When my child is misbehaving, I'll pay attention. I will start thinking, is this a natural way of children expressing how they feel? Is this rebellion? Is she possessed? You have to pay attention to all those details. And with paying attention to all those details, you're praying in your spirit. And the Spirit of God will lead you on how to help this child. Because God knows that child more than you. He says, before you were placed in your mother's womb, I knew you. So God knew that child before he even placed him in your womb. So as you're disciplining this child, as you're correcting them, as you're guiding them, you need the Spirit of God. You need the spirit of discernment. You need to discern. Should I cast out a demon out of her right now? Should I cane? Should I punish? Should I just talk to this child? Because there are different ways of correcting. It's not, in Africa they cane, but it's not all the time that you have to cane the child. You know, there are times when you just have to sit down and talk. Listen. There are times when you just have to listen to the child. And there are times when you just have to pray for the child. There are times, you know, I know it's tiring because I spend nights without sleeping. People have been asking me why I don't pick up phone calls. A parent will understand. One of them is asleep, the other one is awake. Another one is awake, another one is asleep. And they all need your attention. They all need your time, and you have to wake up in the morning and go and work. That's why I advise that number, don't call, just WhatsApp me, and let the messages not be so long, because I may not have time to go through all those messages. Imagine you having 100 messages and everyone has written a novel. So what time are you going to go through all those messages and then reply? I just want you to write a topic that you want me to discuss. It will be very much easier for me to discuss that topic on a platform that everybody will be able to access, because you find that 20 people are asking the same question. It might be different, but the same topic. So if you go answering one by one, you may not even have time for yourself. But if you just tell me, Erica, talk about this, it is very much easier for me that way. I hope you have learned something. Please feel free to follow me on my Facebook, Erica Mukisa's Testimonies, and my husband's Facebook page is Life is Spiritual. And then also you can follow him on his YouTube channel, Life is Spiritual, and our website, www.lifeisspiritual.org. And we do charity, we help the needy. If you want to support us, you can still visit our website, www.worldshare.com, and you can also send some donations for those people that we are helping. We feed the hungry in Uganda and in Kenya. So you can just reach out to us on those contacts on the screen. Avoid people coming on your platforms asking you for money and disguising themselves to be Erica. I don't charge people money for counseling or money for anything, not even prayers. I love you. God bless you. Mama Maisha, aka Mami Zion.